use this one thing to find your purpose in life this year, bro. Coming up. What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy G Mac in the building at G Smooth Mindset TV. If you're watching live, appreciate you being here, bro. If you're catching the replay, thank you for watching as well, man. Today it's going down, man. We're talking about purpose. I'll be showing you guys a video that I've made with Ike Ikuoku, who is a business strategist. He's business coach. He's also a coach's coach. He coaches consultant and also different type of coaches on how to scale the businesses to six figures and things like that. He is a very, very, very wise guy. And I had a chance to spend a little bit of time with him. So in this little video, he will talk about the little process that he uses and that anybody can use to really, really, really find your purpose in life in 2021 and beyond. Hold on. Let me play that right now. Or how do you help anybody find their true purpose so that they can maybe live fulfilled lives?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to go about slicing that cat, so to speak. But one of the acronyms that I've come up with to just kind of paint a picture to help people understand how to get in the right path of unveiling what their purpose is, I use the acronym MAT.
I really
A lot of
hope
times,
you hear it.
MAT, yeah, the acronym MAT. Yeah, it stands for what motivates you, what angers you, and what transformation you want to bring into the world. So having been in the financial services industry, I've worked with clients who may have worked for a corporate employer. And while it's not as fashionable today, I mean, there was a time in our history where people were proud of having worked for the same company for 30 years. Today, it seems fashionable to kind of have varied experiences with a bunch of different companies. But there are many of those individuals who would be at the same company for 20, 30 years and had already set a retirement date and were literally checking off the days and the weeks and the months and the years until they retired. But what was sad about that was the expectation that these 30 years, you're just waiting for it to pass away. Like they are the 30 of your least ideal years. And when you retire is when you're going to start living life. I just think it's a sad story for anybody to be carrying around. I can't foresee that the creator of the universe would have placed us here on earth and defined being alive and living at a 10 and feeling that we are fulfilling our core purpose, living at the highest level of actualization, that's something that would be deferred for 30 years. And so a lot of those people who may, spend 8 hours at a job that they don't like, but that maybe makes good money, I often tell them when you walk into the front door and you see that mat that's in front of your house, let it be a reminder of where your focus and attention should be. One, what you were designed and created to do should be something that instinctively motivates you. You should have a natural proclivity to want to do whatever it is that you're called to do. It should be like almost like a growing pain on the inside of you, kind of like a pregnant lady goes through 40 weeks of like feeling, there's something that really, humming here on the inside, so to speak. So purpose isn't going to be that far off from something that naturally you're motivated by. The second thing in that acronym MAT is anger. Anger is a very, very powerful emotion. Oftentimes we see the dark side of that, but I believe there's a good side to anger. And the good side to anger is when you are angry about the state of a specific issue within our environment. So for me, one of the things that angers me is this consistent statistics that's been out there that greater than 90% of businesses fail.
Yeah.
And it's been a running statistic for
Yeah.
decades. And I abhor that, because I know, especially in the times that we're in today, where we're dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, it's the small business owner that is single-handedly most responsible for the viability and the longevity of our economy. And so we have to do everything to uphold and support the small business owner. They're the ones that are responsible for the myriad of jobs that are being made available, to rank and file people. So that's an area where I have a personal interest in terms of uh, changing the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Changing the story around how successful businesses can be, right? That's one thing that angers me amongst many in terms of what my purpose is. But being able to identify what motivates you, being able to identify what angers you. And then third is being able to identify what level of transformation that you want to bring into the world. And so for me, speaking to that is the idea of breaking or ending hopelessness. Uh,
Mm.
Hopelessness is a catalyst for a lot of the evil that we see that's prevalent in our society. Anybody who's ever engaged in gang banging, who's ever stolen from a corner convenience store, who's ever engaged in prostitution, who's ever engaged in child molestation, who's ever engaged in human trafficking. The list goes on of just heinous and hideous things that we see within our society. At the root of a lot of those decisions, which led to actions that were initiated by thoughts that people had, or thoughts of hopelessness. Each and every individual, I kid you not, if you had an opportunity to interview somebody who was in that predicament, who was engaging in that type of behavior, you would find that they had come to a place in life where they felt like their life was hopeless. And out of that very disempowering state of hopelessness, they felt like the only alternative that was available to them, the only viable alternative, the only viable option that they had as to what they could do, was to engage in that type of behavior. So
Mm-hmm.
I know a core of my being that if we can help mitigate, reduce, and even end hopelessness, that we will see a precipitous drop in the number of really, really heinous things that happen within our society that we just abhor at the core of who we are. So those are, a couple of examples of how somebody can kind of navigate to figure out, what is my purpose? What was I created to do? It's got to motivate you. You got to be angered by something relating to what it is that you want to do. And you've got to have at the heart of your heart this major level of transformation that you want to bring to the world as a result of fulfilling your purpose.
That's really that's amazing. It's actually the first time that I heard this little math acronym. That's pretty brilliant. I like that. And
Thank you.
for the anger, is it can that correspond to the point where when you get tired of being tired, like you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what I have to change. That's when, is that a good
That's
example?
oftentimes a good sign that you get so fed up with the way in which life is,
Yeah.
which a particular situation is. That could be a clue that you're being called to change that. A lot of the great inventions, a lot of the great companies that we have, whether it's Elon Musk and some of the things he's done with the electric car. He wasn't the first person to invent the electric car, but he's
Mm-hmm.
going to go down in history as the first person to commercialize it as a profitable industry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of being sick and tired of all the emissions from the alternative forms of vehicles that were out there, right? There was a lot of sick and tired of being, the limitations that the alternative forms of vehicles were natural, petrol based vehicles. And so, he went through his version of MAT, I'm sure, to get to that place where he decided to launch Tesla to make a difference, to bring transformation, to deal with something that angered him, but also to work in an area where he felt some level of motivation as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is very right. Man, I remember that day, man, like it was yesterday. That was real, man. By the way, hey, if you guys want to have access to the webinars, I actually have one webinar coming up. When is today? Today is the 27th. Oh, the month is done already. So it's gonna be in March. I got one webinar coming up. So if you guys want to get on that, join the Facebook group. If you go on Facebook, you get into the groups and then you just type Smooth Winners or www.facebook.com/groups/Smooth Winners. You just join the group and then you get on with the webinars. But man, that was real, man. So to kind of recap real quick, you guys can always obviously go back and watch it. But I was talking, it's funny, I was talking to a friend way a little bit before doing this. There is a lot of different ways to slice the purpose thing, just like he was saying. But I really loved, just like I said, I really love that math thing because he said your purpose has to be something that motivates you, that angers you, and it has to be about a transformation that you want to bring to the world, right? And a lot of times, the big part of purpose, it really comes down to what do you really, really, really love? Like, what do you really, 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 really love, right? Even because it's different from passions. Passions are also things that you love, right? But you can be passionate about different things. Your purpose is really what do you really love, as in what is the reason that you're here on this planet? Like, what is that reason? If I ask you, what do you wake up for? Why do you wake up every morning? Whatever comes, whatever answer to that question, that's the purpose, right? So just like Ike was saying, it has to motivate you. It has to be something that you're really, really, really motivated about. Also something that angers you. Like he was talking about Tesla, him being pissed off with the fact that small businesses, 90% of small businesses fail. So that's what angers him, right? So what angers you? What makes you so pissed off, right? Angers, number two, the A, and then number three, transformation. What transformation do you want to bring to the world, right? What story would you like to change? A big part of mine, it's really about, especially for the African community, to really, really, really understand that idea that you can overcome your negative beliefs, you can overcome fear, and really, really build confidence and position yourself so that you can really, really, really have the life of your dreams, the whatever it is that you want, man. So that's part of mine, especially with the transformation part, with the motivation part, and the anger. And when when I started learning this stuff a few years ago, um, and then I started overcoming my negative thoughts. I started building self-esteem in myself so that I can start doing the things that I really love to do. I started getting pissed, man. Everybody was fucking complaining around me. Everybody complains about everything. I'm like, damn, bro, what the fuck do you complain about? You got an iPhone, you got electricity, you got freaking internet. Some people don't have all that, right? But it comes down to practicing gratitude and then mostly, yeah, practicing gratitude and praising what you have so that you can put yourself on this vibration to have more of this kind of stuff. But a lot of people don't really know about it. I didn't know about it. I had to learn, right? So then I got to the point I was like, oh shit, I need to start making these videos, man, because a lot of everybody don't understand because we were not exposed to this kind of information. I wish I learned all this shit in school, man. That's actually what I thought. that I was going to school to learn how to be rich. Because if you ain't got your purpose right, there is no way you can become rich, bro. Oh, it's gonna be very, very complicated, I'm telling you. Because you won't have no directions. You're gonna try to do what everybody, a little bit of what everybody else is doing. But especially if you want to build wealth, or whatever you want to call it, if you really want to build wealth, you're gonna have to build strong skills, man. Killer skill set, a killer mindset. And the first step to that is purpose, right? So that was a lot of various reasons too, but a little bit of why I started making these videos, because I wanted to share everything that I was learning. Because just like I wasn't exposed to these, a lot of y'all were not exposed to these. So again, what motivates you, what angers you, and what transformation do you want to bring to the world? Matt, M-A-T. And like I said, if you want to get on the webinars, facebook.com/groups slash smooth winners. And then the replay will be posted on Facebook and YouTube. The replays will be posted on Facebook and YouTube at G Smooth Mindset. And that's it, bro. Don't forget MAT if you want to find your purpose. Watch this video again, man. I'm telling you, you gotta save this and watch this again so that you can really, really sit down, take some notes, and then write that down, bro. That's it for me, man. It's your boy G Mac in the building at G Smooth Mindset TV. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.